In this video, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I film all of my cinematic B-roll for my lifestyle content, and we'll be breaking down 2 scenes that I filmed. We're gonna be going behind the scenes. I'll show you every little detail I know about how I set up my camera angle, to the lighting, what kind of mood I want for the shot, how many shots I wanna do, the color grading, literally every single thing. I will teach you guys exactly how I do it. And this video is gonna be more of a raw, chillax video, so just sit back, relax, and let's create some B-roll. All right, bring you guys right on over. Now, before I figure out anything I want to do, I first start off by really figuring out the shot idea, so kind of where the location is, and then what kind of emotions I want to provoke. Because if you don't really know what kind of emotion you want to provoke, the lighting can really fuck up something. So for instance, I'll show you like on screen right now what the final result is going to be. You don't want to do some kind of like happy, joyful feeling, because this shot is not for that. It's supposed to like bring kind of sadness or frustration to the viewer. And that's what this shot in my mind kind of had when I saw this kind of environment with my sink and then just one single light. So I thought about actually angling it also down. That's the second thing I like to do. So once I got the shot, so that's what I was feeling, I go next to the angle. When you angle something that is low, as you can see on the shot, it really kind of shows that I'm a little dominating the camera a little bit, just for the angle. At least that's what I get. I'm not fucking a professional at all at this. I'm learning just like you guys, but that's kind of my mindset when I watch movies and stuff. It really just brings up and provokes that type of motion that I'm wanting to create. Now, after I get my feeling and the angle I want, just like we're doing right now, I think about the atmosphere. What could I add to this atmosphere that really gives off that like spooky, kind of depressed, I would like to say, vibe? And that's where I like to grab these, what are the incense sticks? If you can see, they're at Walmart, they're like a fucking $1. So, I mean, it's really cheap. Anyone can buy these. And when you light them up, it really adds this like smoky vibe. So I'll light some really quick. Fire. Now, after I have my incense, obviously this is too strong because there's 3 of them. That's why I like to kind of like mist them over here. All I want to do is really have this light kind of reflect all of this smoke and make it into like a mist. And that's all I do is like kind of bring this over here, go like this, and then boom, I kind of have my atmosphere, and it really just adds that kind of little touch that not a lot of people see, but it really adds an extreme boost to your quality of a content just by taking in the atmosphere you want. Then finally, after I'm done with all of that, I go to my camera settings. I just make sure that everything I want is right. I'll show you my camera settings I have right now, and then I'll do some little poses, and then we will color grade this after we're all done. Oh, come on camera, you can do it. I can't get that close, but you can see these are my camera settings. I'm running in 4K, 24 frames per second, 42210 bits. I have 5200 Kelvin. That's because I want this to be a little bit of a warmer shot, and because I just don't really want to mess with my camera settings. I am running at a 1.27 overstop, and then I have ISO 2000. It just really depends on how your lighting are, what kind of shot you are. And then obviously I'm running at f2.8 and 1.550 shutter speed. So usually when I am creating shots like this, I take multiple different shots, because when you see the shot on camera right now, you're obviously not gonna know what it looks like in color grading. So I like to do multiple shots at different ISOs. So then when I go to my final shot and everything, then I will figure out what one looks the best, obviously with color grading, and then there you have your perfect shot. So I'll just do a quick some like poses right now. My incense went out. Gotta relight the incense. And now that we have this shot done, we'll go on to the next one, which is me just brushing my teeth, and how I did that. I didn't really want to go kind of crazy like this one. I kind of want to do more of like a raw type of feel. Now for this one, I didn't want to use any of my fancy equipment, just like the last one. So I figured out a way to make this light up here not nearly as harsh as it exactly was. So what I did is I'll show you right now. So to diffuse this extremely harsh light, all I did was add some white t-shirts around here. Now a white t-shirt is seriously a game changer if you guys can't like afford like a softbox on a light or something just like that. Just put a white t-shirt over it, it'll diffuse it and make the light look so much better. It's kind of an actually life hack, but now I'll show you exactly how I get every single one of these shots. It's really simple and easy. So I know this lighting ain't the greatest, but that's totally fine. It looks a lot better on my camera. So this is how I set up the first shot, that close up that you'll see. I'll pop on screen right now that I did, and it was super simple. So if I get down here, if I put it down here, so here is my sink. All I did was I literally put my camera as close as possible to this, and then now I'll switch back so you can see my hand right now. This is what it looks like from camera view, and then this is what it kind of looks like from third person, just like if I try to give you an angle. And that's really all I did, man, for this shot. And for that other shot too, all I did was I switched this right over here, and then I just angled it and turned this on, and just like that, running water. Now the other shot is, I mean, it's pretty simple too. All I did was angle it just like so you can kind of see me. I take up majority of this space over here, so this third rule over here, and then I made sure that you guys could see me in my mirror shot, and then this is kind of the final result. I'll pop up on the screen right now. And now let's go and color grade this scene that I have on my screen right now, as you can see. And the first thing I always do is, because I don't like spending fucking countless hours critiquing and creating color grading. Oh shit, my entire time my plant almost fell. The way I always color grade is really simple and easy. I just come into creative, I search browse, and I created a shit ton of these LUTs. They're really a no-brainer when you're creating extremely cinematic type of content. I created this one actually this one LUT specifically for this type of lighting. So if you guys do dramatic lighting, this one's perfect for it. And there's all other ones. There's this film look. I'll pop up examples of what the before and afters are right now. That's how they turn my footage into this just super good looking type of content in just seconds. I'll show you how easy they are right now. All I have to do is come into here. I click on the one I want. So for instance, this one's gonna be that dark green vibe. I'm gonna click on it. And right now, it's a little too green, it's a little too pop. That's totally fine. All I have to do is adjust this. These are not perfect. No one's perfect. No LUT is perfect. There's going to be little tweaks of adjustment, but that's literally it. So I'm just gonna probably mess with the intensity, see how I like it. And this is actually pretty good. I like that. Obviously, this is not our final result. We have to critique with everything else, but I really kind of like the way I look right here and how this is bright and the smoke just looks at it. See how well the smoke kind of adds atmosphere? I wish it was more of a mist and it was like all over here, but that's totally fine. You don't get it every time right. And every single time I do this, I come into just basic correction. I mess with the exposure, see how I like it. So maybe just leave it at 0. Turn this up a little bit. Highlights could go down. Shadows also could go down. Just kind of really mess with it. Whatever your eye looks like and sees as better, just do it, man. Blacks can go down just a little bit. I don't like to fuck with blacks very much. Color, here's where we can really mess with this. If it doesn't look good, I have another way of critiquing this and making it actually look good. And it looks like we're gonna have to do it. So when I color grade, majority of the time I use Dehancer, and all I do is come in here, I use this preset I made. It's called Bloom. It just adds a little more bloom to here, and it'll allow us to control all of these colors. If you don't use Dehancer, that's totally fine, man. You can just keep critiquing with lumetri color, but Dehancer is really a no-brainer if you guys are using this shit. I'm not sponsored or anything. I just use it all the time. It's really just, again, a no-brainer, like I keep saying. So when I do the fix all this kind of coloring and this, it's like too green, I want it to be a little darker. I first come into expand, I make sure that my black points are right. So if I want the image to be a little darker, I just mess with this. Don't like go crazy on this, just a little bit. And then I always like to decrease these white points just so it brings, but this light actually looks like it's too bright when I do that. So I'm actually might just leave this or even turn it up so it's not as bright. Maybe like 105, just like so. I really love that. And to fix all this kind of warmish too green type of thing, we can go into the, where is it? Color head, make sure to enable this. I'm gonna drop these down just so I can adjust these a little bit better. And all I like to do is mess with these, see what works, what doesn't. So for instance, I'm pretty sure this magenta might help out a little bit, or this cyan red. Yep, so this helps out a little bit. I'm just gonna bring this kind of to like the left, maybe mess with like the shadow tones and everything. Maybe just bring this to the left, right, whatever looks good, right. Bring this right, left, see whatever looks the best. That, I don't really like that, so maybe just mess with this shit. It all comes down to what your eyes look like, man. Keep doing it, keep adjusting, see what it looks like. I kind of like that. And then I want this to be yellow, so I'm gonna bring this to the right. Highlight tones, I'm just gonna keep that 0. And then if we disable this, it looks like that, and now. So it kind of gives it a little bit more of separation from this yellowness to over here. Another thing I like to add is to come into the film developer, hit enable, and then you can really mess with the coloring. So for this instance, I'm not really gonna add a boost or anything just because my LUT does that already, but it's just a good way sometimes if you want a little bit more of a color boost, and I can decrease this or not. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And this is actually looking pretty good. I kind of like this already. I do sometimes like to add the halation too, just because you can see right here, it only adds like red. And then if I want to obviously make it more, I just decrease the millimeters and it is a lot stronger. So this is before. And then after, I like to go right around 35 millimeter or 65. I don't like to go crazy, but it just adds that little bit of touch that you can barely see, but it's there, it's there. And this is kind of our final result. I kind of really like this. Actually, it looks really good, I think, personally. It could have been a little better, just like everything in life could have been just a little better, but I'm actually really happy with this, how it turned out. It gives it that really dark green vibe. I love how the light kind of really just shines extremely bright and hits my face really well to get this like dramatic look. I like how my hand is kind of like this, so then it contrasts from highlights right here on my fingertips to shadows down here. And then my shirt is nice and black, so it makes my skin just pop and everything. My eyes pop really well. Everything around this just pops extremely well. And if you guys want to learn how to get this really poppy, warm film look that you see right now with all this kind of like poppy colors, go click this video right over here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!